I hope this is working. My PS4 has been having massive issues all day long, so I really hope this works. So I'm just going to post the link to this stream in the Discord, and then I will be right with you. Okie dokie. I think everything is up. Just get chat up. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to ESRL. We're back after a little break. Sorry I missed the start of qualifying. I believe there's about 5 minutes left of the session. Don't trust that time at the top left. Yeah, my PS4 has been having issues all night, and I figured out that it was just because my LAN cable wasn't plugged in correctly, because I unplugged and replugged it, and now everything's working. So I'm both pleased and annoyed that it was such a simple fix, because it meant that I lost a race win earlier. But, oh well, we move on. And Aces vs Kings has just set the fastest lap. With a 1:27.4, so great lap from him. Speed Alcoholic, James Power and B. Kapitanov have all failed to set a lap and have disqualified or DNF'd. I think there was some sort of issue with James Power as he was coming out the pit lane, and Speed got caught up in it and they both got disqualified, so that's very unfortunate for them, but we will see what everyone else can do. At least it means someone else can get pole instead of Speed. Right, here we are. So, back to commentary. Right then, Neil 1997 is new. I haven't seen him before, but he's in the top 3, so very nice opening couple of laps for him. I'm not sure how much time is left in the session, maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Don't trust the clock at the top left, because I joined the session late and it likes to bug out. As Glitch goes P2, just a 10th behind Aces, so I wonder who can do any better than that. Here comes Rick across the line. He's going for another lap, so we'll keep an eye on him as he goes out for that one. Is that Ted coming to the end of that lap? No, that's a Williams or Vardy. So let's see what he can do. He's very laggy. And he's invalidated anyway. Is that Amir? Yeah, it is. The championship leader, Amir. He's 4 tenths up on his previous lap. At the moment, he's on track for pole. That was a little bit shaky through that chicane though. What can he do as he comes up to the line? It's a 27.2 and it is enough for provisional pole, with not long to go in the session, I believe. There's someone else coming across the line. Is that Avi? Okay, Avi is about to start a lap. Mirko is about to end his lap, but he's much slower than his previous effort. Nell is starting his lap. Neil is starting his lap. Ted is up, and he does improve, but he doesn't improve his position, unfortunately. So still P11 for him for now. Tia is just about to start a lap. Let's ride on board with... Oh, Aces has retired from the session. I think that was in the pit lane, so... Yeah, it was in the pit lane, so... Aces has done enough. He thinks he's going to be on course for a good position. We've got yellow flags, people letting through. Let's ride on board with Neil, as he's on his lap. A newbie to ESRL, I believe, unless someone's changed their username. So what can Neil do in the Alfa Romeo? That's very committed through Cops indeed. Wow. Right on the limit through Cops. As he comes through to Maggots and Beckett's now. What can he do? That looked pretty clean to me. Neil's on for a good lap here. What's the delta? Only 3 thousandths better, so at the moment is not enough unless he has an absolutely mighty Sector 3. I don't think he's going to improve positions. There's a Mercedes out on Stowe there, but I think he's just letting Neil through as he comes through to the final few corners. What can he do? Down to the Hamilton straight, and it's an improvement, but again not an improvement on position, so he stays P4, and that will be that for him. Mirko Lesko is P5. The Alpha Tauris with a very good showing, P3 and P5 for now. Avi has finished his effort, and he's down in P6 for now. Patty Pack goes P10, Tier goes P12. As Amir is still provisional pole, the championship leader, looking like he is going to... Oh my goodness me, that was close. Nearly just went straight into the back of that Ferrari. Is Seb Mail on a lap? I think he is. So we'll see if he can improve. Actually, no, it looks like he's going slowly. He is. Who is left? Wumax is on a lap. What can he do? One at 4.0 through Sector 2. I don't think that's quite on the pace of everyone else. And he's slowed down. He's aborted the lap. So Wumax will stay in 16th position. Is Vardy on a lap, perhaps? No, he's gone off. I think that's Avi coming to the end. Scott just letting people through. Vardy's retired from the session. Is Van's on a lap, I wonder? No, he's not. So I think everyone's finished their laps. Hopefully the session hasn't bugged out. Hi guys. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so about what happened, basically, I unplugged and replugged my LAN cable, and it seems to be working now. Oh shit, okay, I've just realised I'm going to be delaying the end of qualifying, so I'm just going to quit and rejoin. So yeah, it was horrendous. So basically, I disconnected and reconnected my LAN cable, and it seems to be working now. So I'm both happy that it was simple fix, so I didn't have to do anything stupid. But I'm also very annoyed it was such a simple fix, because I could have done that before that race. But anyway, let's rejoin. Okay, let's get back in then. We'll get back into the session for the race. But yeah, I realised I was delaying the end of qualifying, so just going to back out of it. Make sure I'm not making everyone annoyed. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be okay now. But it's just very annoying, because I should have won that race. So that's 5 points dropped, assuming I can get back in. Which is slightly annoying, but oh well. Let's get back in the session then. Hopefully it's all fixed. Oh my god. Oh, it's a wet race start. Sorry, I just saw in general chat that's very funny in the Discord. I can't believe that. Oh, that's very, very funny. Yeah, I mean, without the connection issues, I feel like I could have won that race, but oh well, we move on. It's only 5 points. But yeah, just irritating. Anyway, is it wet for the whole race? Oh, okay. What tyres is everyone on? Let's find out. Everyone is on Inters. So It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Big grid, 19 on the grid, and we're also going to see Speed Alcoholic fight his way through the grid, because he's... because he got disqualified at the start of qualifying due to an unfortunate circumstance. I'm trying to hold in my laughter at what's happened in general chat in the Discord, but okay. Oh god, that's so funny. Okay. Keep it together, Ghost. So, let's see what we've got. So Amir, the championship leader, lines up on pole position, and he's going to be hoping to convert that into a race win. 22 points, and he would be well and truly the championship favourite if he can win this race, because there's not long to go in this championship. So Amir looking to stamp his foot on the standings. Aces versus Kings in P2 will be looking to give him a challenge into turns 1, 2 and 3. We've also got Glitch and our new driver Neil in P4, so we'll see what he can do as well. As everyone gets to approaches the grid as they come into, I think this is Village Corner, or is that the last one? One of them is Club and one of them is Village, I think. I can't remember. I don't know the corner names of Silverstone. I would have a track map in front of me, but I had very little time to prepare for this commentary stream because of what was happening with my console, so I apologise. I will just refer to them as that corner. But here we go. Drivers are lining up on the grid now, so let's see what they can do. So we wait for the lights. Here we go. Good luck to everyone. 5 red lights. And we're off for the British Grand Prix. It looks like Amir got a good start. Aces is struggling. Yeah, he's struggling to get some traction, but he's gotten out ahead of Glitch. There's some chaos behind, I think, in the wet weather as everyone struggles to make it through. Someone stopped on the line. I think that's James Power, but Amir holds the lead as there's an AlphaTauri very wide. I think that was Mirko Lesko, as we've got Scott on the outside as Vardy gets down the inside and gets a few positions. What a start for Vardy, up to P7, and Speed Alcoholic as well, up to P12 already from the back of the grid. Womax as well, up to P11. Some good starts happening all over the grid as Glitch is trying to get past Avi. Avi, of course, trying to chase after the championship leader of Amir. He is P2 in the championship right now, I believe, as Neil has already dropped back from Aces versus Kings, who's just keeping up with Amir for now. As we've got Tier and Patty Pat nearly going side by side into Cops. You don't want to be doing that in wet weather, guys. As Rick and Vans as well, they're looking to go side by side into Cops. Can they do it? No, they can't. As Tier and Patty Pat go side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. Can they hold it round? Yes, they can. And the two Williams hold P8 and 9 for now, as Tier already gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Oh no, as Patty Pat now goes down the inside. Can he make the move stick? Speed Alcoholic's lagging at the back, but down he goes, down the inside of Stowe. Can he make the move? Tier comes back at him down the inside through the chicane. Can he make the move? He makes the move on his teammate, in fact, and Tier gets up into P8 after he gets down the inside of Vardy through the chicane, as Patty Pat goes down the inside of Vardy, and Vardy, is that Vardy into the wall? No, it's not. He just went very wide to defend from Patty Pat, who's still up his inside as they come through turns 1 and 2. Patty Pat gets P9, just about. Some very, very tight battling going on here as they funnel their way through. The wet weather proving a challenge, but not too much of a challenge for our drivers as Speed forces his way down the inside of Vardy there. I think there was a bit of lag involved there, perhaps, as Tier gets himself past Mirko Lesko, who I think may have made a mistake. I believe the Croatian of Mirko Lesko. But anyway, the gaps are calming down a little bit now as we're into lap 2, but Scott's made a little mistake out of that corner there as they come into Copse. And Tier takes that very, very cautiously. Scott as well, they go very, very deep to the inside of Copse, but they've made it through. And can Tier start to make the move on Scott, who looks to be struggling in these wet conditions, but so is Tier as he goes very wide, and that opens the door for Mirko Lesko perhaps. Can he make a move as Kapitanov's retired? It looks like he's gone off at Max and Beckett. Is that going to be a safety car? It's a VSC, so Mirko has to back out of that move. He was looking to go down the inside of Tier at Stowe, but he couldn't quite make it before the virtual safety car as Speed Alcoholic and Vardy swap positions. It's a little weird. No one's coming into the pits, of course. I think in the dry you'd see most cars coming into the pits, but in the wet there's not really too much point, even in getting a free pit stop at this point in the race. So virtual safety car, everyone has to keep to a set speed limit, a set delta as they come around the track slowly but surely for around about a lap or so. The VSC usually lasts. So round they come. No overtaking, of course. Amir still leads, just ahead of Aces. I don't really trust the gaps under the VSC, because this car's slowing down and speeding up all over the place. So, oh no, as Tier, oh, there's a huge crash there as I think Scott and Tier were maybe down on their deltas or something, and Mirko Lesko's gone straight into the back of Tier and lost his front wing. That's a disaster for the AlphaTauri. He's going to have to come into the pits as we're back under green flag racing now. Oh, that's such a shame for Mirko Lesko as Rick now takes that position, takes advantage of that. Looks like Speed Alcoholic has lost his front wing as well, so he's going to have to come in. And there goes his bid to recover from the back of the grid. He's going to be all the way down to the back again. Oh, such a shame for those two. Really undeserved. And I don't know if the stewards will be having a look at the Mirko Lesko one, but I'm not sure what happened to Speed. Maybe something similar. Maybe he was just behind. So, yeah, very unfortunate for them. But 2 free positions for these guys as Patty Pat and Tier are side by side again. Here comes Patty Pat in the wet conditions in elite settings. Remember, none of these drivers are running with any assist at all. It's very tough. Mirko gets himself a 5-second penalty, and Patty Pat's round contact with Tier as they came through turn 2. And Patty Pat he's gone for a spin. I don't think he had any damage. No, it doesn't look like it. He's just gone for a spin, so back down to 11th. He was on a charge up through the field, but yeah, just contact as they were side by side through turn 2. It's very difficult not to have contact if you're side by side through that particular corner. And yeah, Patty Pat has paid the price as Aces versus Kings right behind Amir now. For the race lead. We could have a battle for the win on our hands between these two. I'm keeping an eye on the other gaps as well. Womack's right behind Vardy. I'm not sure what's happening to Vardy. Yeah, that's a lot of lag going on for that Williams. But Avi and Neil as well fighting for P3. That podium position could make all the difference in the championship, especially if something happens to Amir in a battle with Aces. It could well do. We've seen it happen already. Patty Pat and Tier coming together through turn 2, so very easy to lose it while battling around this track in the wet. As they come through to start lap 5 now, Amir sets the fastest lap with a 39.2, and Aces about 3/10 behind. So can he keep up with the Mercedes? He's down to above a second of the gap as Ted and Moti Peretz go side by side throughout the last sector. Who's going to come out in front? The Ferrari's looking good. He's stuck it around the outside. They're going to stay side by side through turn 1, are they? Ted goes for the dummy, the switcheroo, but he can't quite make it work as he's still right behind the Ferrari. He's going to go down the inside through turn 3, is he? No, he's not. He backs out of it and goes wide at the corner eventually. I think broke a bit too late, and Vans Racing takes full advantage of that, going down around the outside as they come through, and Vardy is lagging out massively here. Hopefully everything is alright on his end, but as we've got a safety car, we have a safety car. I don't know if Vardy had a collision. Doesn't look like it. I think the game was just confused because of his lagging and has brought out a safety car. So there's a 5-second penalty for Vans as him and Ted have a collision. Speed Alcoholic as well, who will be brought right back into the race by the safety car. So it's great news for him as they come round now. So of course no overtaking, and they're going to follow the safety car through the track for a few laps. And it's going to give everyone a free pit stop if they want it. If they've got damage, it's certainly going to help. Mirko, Lesko, Speed Alcoholic, they're all going to be helped by this safety car. As long as Mirko doesn't get lapped, I don't think he will. I don't know if it's Mirko or Mirko. I apologise if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm going to go with Mirko. There's yeah, a bit of a lull now as the safety car is out. Vans Racing dives into the pits, but looks like everyone else has stayed out. Accidentally goes into neutral there as Ted also in, Seb Mail also in, both Hasses in. 5-second penalty for Seb Mail, that's very unfortunate. And I think he's going to have an issue with double stacking with his teammate here actually, but it's not going to cost him too much of course under the safety car. In those Vans, you can just see him up ahead. The Haas pit crew, they have to wait for a penalty for Vans. And Rick gets a time penalty for track limits under the safety car, which is not ideal for him. There's the double stack. 7 out. And yeah, all in the same positions as they were before. But yeah, this is perfect for Speed Alcoholic, and Mirko Lesko can get back up to the pack as well. So safety car will neutralise the race as Amir was looking to build a gap to Aces, but that has been thwarted now as the field bunches up once more. Vardy has left the session now, probably lagged out, very unfortunate for him. He's looking to have a decent race until then. So, under the safety car, I'm going to leave you for a second and get a drink, because my throat's very dry, so you don't want me with a dry throat for 21 laps, so I will be right back as we're under the safety car. And I'm back with a big glass of water. So it looks like Wumax has come in. I don't know if he's changed his wing or just gone onto a fresh set of inters, but anyway, he's back out on track now. Sources have told me it's going to be a wet race for the whole race, so I don't know if it's going to get worse or better at any point. If it's going to be inters all the way, so tyre strategy is pretty much out the window. But it usually is in Silverstone anyway, to be honest. Because Silverstone's a very tyre wear light track. It's pretty much only one dry strategy. And it's difficult. it's difficult to overwear your tyres, to be honest. It's a very, very easy track to drive on and keep the tyres in good condition. There's Womack. Is he on the front wing? I think he has a front wing. Nearly goes into the back of Seb now. Yeah, he's got a front wing. So. It just looked like he was turning weirdly. Still does, to be honest. So Mirko gets himself a 3-second time penalty while trying to catch up to the pack. That's not what you want. As Vardy is somehow still in the session. And there's a green. Oh, is that Ace into the pits, and Amir's not into the pits. Scott, Tier, Rick, they're all into the pits. So could this be a good decision from them? They're into the pits. They're going to get a free pit stop under the safety car for fresh inters. Presuming they can catch back up. I think this is a fantastic decision from them. They're going to be right back in the fight. Hello, Rick. as Rick pops into the stream while he's in the pit lane. But yeah, they're going to catch back up to the safety car, going to have fresh inters, and are they going to make it to the end from here? I think they can, you know. I think they can make it. I did drive around here into conditions for most of a race a while ago, but I can't quite remember what the inters were like in terms of wear. But I think they'll be able to make it to the end. I think that's got to be at least the plan for those four. So Aces, Scott, Tier and Rick are the ones to watch on fresh tyres now, looking to perhaps go to the end of the race. There's Amir, Neil, Avi and most drivers on the grid have opted to stay out. Patty Pat's got himself back into 5th after his spin with contact with Tier earlier on. So he'll be quite happy with that on the inters. Glitch. Sterling P4, Avi P3. Neil up into P2 for now. He's looking like quite a quick driver, Neil is. I don't think I've seen him before in ESRL. So if this is his debut, I hope he has a good one. It's looking pretty good for now, as the safety car will be in this lap. So Amir now becomes the effective safety car, to use a line from Sumo, and he will back up the pack until the safety car is into the pits, and he is going very slowly. Some mind games here definitely from the championship leader as he backs up the pack. Was that a bit of debris? It was a bit of debris. I'm not sure if it was Ted or Van's a bit of wing from them, but one of them's taken damage as Amir spins. The championship leader spun. He was going to go with the safety car came back in. He was going to go for it, but he spun on the exit of Stowe, and that's huge news for the championship. He's all the way down into P10. Can he recover? I think he's going to keep Womack behind for now, yeah. But Amir all the way down into P9 now as Ted comes into the pits. It must have been him who took the damage. So Neil now leads the British Grand Prix. Avi just behind, and this is music to hit the Alpine driver's ears as he sees Amir spin. The disaster for the championship leader. He's lucky, honestly, that he only lost 7 positions. So he's 2 seconds back from Vans. He should be able to try and carve his way through the field as Mirko Lesko makes an overtake on Seb. And Aces as well gets past Seb Mail as he had a spin, has lost his front wing or something. Something's happened to Seb Mail. A lot of drivers just soared past him, but Wow, drama as the safety car at the safety car restart. Championship leader spins on the exit of Stowe, all the way down into P8 now, and he's got a job on his hands to come back into this race as Avi now looks to take advantage and perhaps try and win this race. But I think he's going to find that difficult with the guys who pitted under the safety car. They're definitely going to have an advantage. There's yellow flags through sector 1. I think that's Ted round again. Oh, disaster for Ted as he comes out the pit lane. Speed Alcoholic is right behind Patty Pat now. He's using his ERS. He's going to look round the outside. Patty Pat gives him the squeeze. Round goes Speed. Patty Pat keeps his foot in. As Speed now looks to make a dive down the inside. He does indeed into the chicane. Patty Pat, no love lost there as he just a little bit of a tap between them as Speed Alcoholic is nearly forced off the track, but Patty made a bit of a mistake there, and Speed's going to look down the inside. Oh, there's some lag there for Patty Pat, and Speed is just being careful there, I think, as he now looks to the outside of turn 3. Round he comes. Can he make the move? Patty Pat squeezing him, but Speed keeps his foot, and round the outside he's going to have the inside for turn 4. Can he make the move? Patty Pat again. Some squeezing going on as they come round. This is a great battle. Speed Alcoholic needs to find his way through, as Amir is already up into P7, by the way, down back there. Oh no, he's still battling with Vans as Speed makes his way down the inside, but Patty Pat comes back at him for the next corner, and Speed is going to have to find another way through as Patty Pat makes another mistake, and Speed has to brake, and there's a bit of lag involved there, but he had to brake to avoid a collision with the Aston Martin, as Neil gets himself a 3-second time penalty for track limit, so he's surely out of contention for the race win now unless there's more penalties, but at the moment he is out of contention. Long way to go, of course. Speed still looking to get past Patty Pat. He's lost so much time. Look at that, 3.7 seconds to the cars ahead. It's so difficult to overtake in the wet. As he comes, he's going to have the outside again. Patty Pat gives him the outside for Stowe and squeezes him round. Off the track goes Speed as Patty Pat still keeps his foot in. Speed down the inside. Can Patty Pat make a move down the inside again for the next part of the chicane? No, he can't. And Speed finally gets his way into P4, and I think he will stay there and chase after Glitch as Vans is shipping positions left, right and centre. He's lost a position to Womax and Mirko there, so Vans all the way down to P10 in the Haas. Amir chasing after Moti Peretz. 2.4 seconds back is the championship leader after his spin, and Ace is up into P10 as well. Vans is just shipping positions, as I wouldn't be surprised to see Scott make his way through here as well as Vans goes deep. And sure enough, the Red Bull looks to make a move. They're side by side, but I think Scott is going to have this move done, as no, he's not. He backs out, in fact, and Tier takes full advantage and soars around the outside of the Red Bull. He's going to have the inside for the next corner, and he does indeed keep the position. So Scott backed out but lost the position to Tier in the process. Bit of a Bottas there from Scott as he looks to try and make his way back up to the field, after his pit stop under the safety car, of course. As Mirko Lesko just behind. We've got a battle for the lead as well. Still Avi just behind Neil, but as I say, it's so hard to overtake cars of similar pace in the wet, and just have to wait for a mistake really and take advantage. Looks like Avi is doing just that. He's got to be wary as well, because Amir has already caught up to Moti Peretz. That was, what, 2.4 seconds in a lap and a half? Maybe less. So the championship leader really proving his mettle here, as Speed Alcoholic now sets the fastest lap. Amir trying to get his way back up the grid. He wants to lose as few points as possible. He's in damage control mode at the moment. Of course, anything could still happen, but as it stands, he needs to ship as few points as possible to Avi, as Aces makes his way past Mirko Lesko, who looks like he's made a mistake. He's still got his wing, so no problems there. As Tier now goes down the inside of Vans, they're going to be side by side for the straight. Is the move going to get done? It looks like it, unless Vans has an absolute send around the outside. He does not. And Tier up into P11, and Scott still just behind the Haas driver, looking to make his way through. Kapitanov has left the session after his crash earlier. And Scott still just behind the Haas. There's another 3-second time penalty for Ted. Let's have a quick look at the penalty situation. 3 seconds for Neil, Speed, Mirko, Rick has got 3 seconds, Ted on 6, Vans on 8. So a few people getting pit lane penalties, and Tier and Ted just a couple of track limits penalties already. Unfortunately for them, as Amir now right behind Moti Peretz, looking for a way through. He still can't find it though. He's losing time all the time as he sits behind this Ferrari. Speed Alcoholic sets fastest lap again in clean air. And he's right behind Glitch now. Started back of the grid, remember, the Alfa Romeo. And he's now within a second of third place in this race. He does have that time penalty though, so I don't know if that's going to come back to bite him as I lose all of my interval gaps. Thank you, Codemasters. But Amir still looking for a way through. We'll keep an eye on this battle until my intervals are back. Here he comes, still stuck behind the Ferrari. Is Moti Peretz using any ERS? Yes, he is. He's using up that battery. They can use it very freely, remember, in the wet, especially at Silverstone. You can use it pretty freely at Silverstone in the dry, never mind the wet. So most drivers are going to be at 100% most of the time, I think. But Amir still struggling to find a way through the Ferrari. As they come through Sector 2 now, up towards Copse Corner, as Aces versus Kings makes his way past Womax. I think there must have been a mistake from the Bulgarian in the Ferrari, as Scott now gets himself a track limits penalty. Unfortunately for him, Amir still behind Moti Peretz, who is not letting him through at all. Rick also gets his way past Vans. My intervals are still gone, which is very annoying. As Amir tries to find a way from the outside, but Moti Peretz just not letting him have a chance. But now Moti Peretz goes a bit wide, and Amir has the outside line. There's contact as Moti Peretz files his way into the pit lane. As, oh god, there's some very strange bugs going on with that Ferrari. I'm going to ignore that. As Amir now up into P6, and now freed to chase after Patty Pat in the Aston Martin. As there's yellow flags through Sector 1 now. I think that's the bugged car of Moti Peretz. I don't think that's anyone actually crashed. Yeah, still yellow flags. I think Moti is very bugged out at the moment, unfortunately. But Amir, as I say, free to chase after Patty Pat, as Mirko Lesko looks for a move on Womax but can't quite make it. He did have a look though. As they come through, Speed Alcoholic right behind Glitch now, as Glitch goes very wide out of Copse. As they come into Magnus and Beckett's, can Speed make the move? As yellow flags through Sector 3, it looks like someone's spun. I think that's Ted has spun on the final corner, so very unfortunate for him. As is that Glitch going very, very wide out of Beckett's, and that's just an open door for Speed, who will say thank you very much. Up into P3 I go from the back of the grid, and at the moment the Alfa Romeo's looking for a double podium, maybe even a 1-2 if Avi gets himself a penalty as well. But Amir really struggling in these wet conditions to carve his way through. He was much faster than the likes of Patty Pat in qualifying, but in these wet conditions he's really struggling as Rick and Scott go wheel to wheel. And looks like the McLaren fought his way through. Can Scott have another go back? Mirko and Tier both get 3-second time penalties, one after the other. Everyone's getting penalties today, both Alfa Romeos, and everyone from P9 downwards. As Scott looks to make a move down the inside of Rick, but can't quite make it. He had a look, made Rick look in his mirrors, and sometimes that's all you need to do in F1. Sometimes you just need to have a look, make your opposing driver have a look in their mirrors and over-defend as Ted retires from the session. That's a crash on the exit of Beckett's. I don't know if he's going to bring out a safety car or VSC. Doesn't look like it. So all clear for now. But yeah, sometimes that's all you need to do. Just make your opponents panic. Have a look in their mirrors, and if they overly aggressively defend, then you're in. But Amir, for all I was saying, him struggling to catch up to Patty Pat, he has now, as Patty Pat makes another mistake out of Beckett's. They're both using ERS. Amir's going to have trouble here, though, because Patty Pat's not the easiest driver to race with sometimes, as Avi comes into the pits now, so it'll be interesting to see where he's going to come out. I will keep an eye on that. Is he going to come out behind the drivers who pit under the safety car? I think he will. It's just how much time he's going to lose is the question. As Amir still just behind Patty Pat, he needs to find his way through as soon as possible. He's losing time to the cars in front all the time. Has Amir pitted yet? In fact, that's a good question. He has not, so Amir still has to pit, as Avi does indeed come out behind all those drivers who pitted under the safety cars. So great decision from those guys, as Avi all the way down in P13, and Amir is going to find himself in a similar position. We've got yellow flags. Is that Rick who's lost it? Someone lost it. It's Mirko. Mirko lost it. And he's lost it again with overheated tyres. And what a shame for the AlphaTauri driver. It's such an unfortunate incident under the safety car as Rick gets his way through Scott. That looked like a very aggressive move. I apologise, I didn't catch the whole thing. But Rick up into P9 now. I've got to keep an eye on Amir as well as he looks to make his way through Patty Pat. Aston Martin trying to make his car very wide, which is of course easier in the wet. As Amir comes down the straight now, he's got the overwhelming pace from the slipstream, but he doesn't have the turn-in, he doesn't have the inside as they approach Stowe, so he's going to have to stick behind. Is that glitch into the pits? It is, as Mirko is now retired from the session. Looks like... And it's a safety car, he must have crashed. I don't know if I can catch that. Yeah, he crashed into the barrier on the exit of Copse. And that will be Mirko's race over, and that is perfect news for Amir, and awful for Avi. That's such a shame for Avi in the Alpine. Absolute disaster. He pitted one lap too early. He wasn't to know, of course, that the safety car would come out. That's so unlucky, desperately unlucky for the man in the Alpine. I do think Avi is going to lose a lot of time, though, because they have caught up to the safety car, but they've let it through. The Alfa Romeo has already passed it, so yeah, that's absolutely fantastic luck for the championship leader after a moment I think he would like to forget on the previous safety car restart. Spinning the car and ending up all the way down into P10, but that is a gift from the gods for sure for the Mercedes. There's a lot of drivers coming to the pits, taking advantage of this second safety car. I think the biggest loser is definitely Avi. Amir is almost certainly going to come out of the pits ahead of him. Well, it's a very long pit lane at Silverstone, so you can never be sure, but we will keep an eye on it as Avi nearly goes into the back of Scott, who's probably telling Scott, please hurry up, mate. I need to get out ahead of my championship rival. Of course, Scott's racing his own race. It's also great news for all those guys who haven't pitted. The two Alfa Romeos are in fantastic shape now. Patty Pat as well. He's going to dive into the pits. Amir is also going to dive into the pits. What? Amir has stayed out. Amir has stayed out. Is he going to the end? Is he going to try and do a no-stop? The championship leader stays out. That is a shock. I did not expect that. That is a massive decision from the Mercedes driver. Is he going to try and go to the end on the set of tyres he started the race on? I think that's what he might be doing. I can't think of any other explanation for staying out. So that's a very brave decision from the championship leader. Man in the Mercedes. Wow. I did not expect that. Drift time for Rick. But yeah, wow. So the Mercedes is running in first position, but he's going to have all those drivers on fresh tyres behind him. He's got to hope that Aces holds them up, and Scott as well, because Avi's down in P6. Watch you drift. Alright, let's go to Rick. There he goes, and he's gone round. Oh dear, that's not the drift that he would have wanted to be on stream. I'm sure you did a good drift earlier, Rick, but that was not one. Here he goes, he's going to try again. Oh, he's going for it, he's trying. Oh! I think that was an unintended drift. He's going to drift around Cox. Oh, this is going to be good. No. Unbelievable. Oh, he's going to try and have a drift around Beckett's. Here we go. He tries it, he tries it. Okay, I think I've given you enough airtime now, Rick, for all those failed drifts. So, wow, what an interesting twist to this race, as Amir is going to the end on that set of intermediates. 26 laps on one set of intermediates, a no-stop race. He's trying to do an Ocon. Can he make it work? I wonder. It's going to be very tight. Scott Aces all on 10-lap-old Inters. All the others have come into the pits, so Scott and Aces sticking to their strategies. After pitting a bit earlier under the safety car. Sticking to their guns, but the two Alfa Romeos are the ones to watch. Neil and Speed. They're going to be very quick, and they're going to be looking to get past Aces as soon as they possibly can, because he's going to be the one keeping them from getting to Amir. Avi is also one to watch. He needs to make his way up the grid. He needs to hope that Amir has a disaster on those very, very, very old intermediate tyres. They will be by the end. And I do think this is the wrong decision from Amir, but we will see. If he can make this work, then massive respect to him. But yeah, it's a dodgy one. It's a dodgy one. Yeah, Avi84 wants to try and make his way through the field. He's got some cars to clear, and he's going to have to beat Neil and Speed if he wants to win the race. Get those juicy 22 points that you get for winning the race. All the other positions are 1 point between positions, so second is 19, third is 18, fourth is 17, and so on. But first is 22, so that extra couple of points could really help in a championship bid, as the safety car is now in this lap. So Amir becomes the safety car again. This has happened before. He won't want to repeat what happened the last time. He had a spin on the exit of Stowe as he tried to floor it and start the race again. But here he comes. I don't think he's going to make the same mistake again. No, he was much more careful that time. But he has punched it, and Aces has been caught out there. He's just about a second behind, so as Neil has to make his way through a lapped car and spins it, the Alfa Romeo. Oh no! What a debut it's been for Neil until that moment. Oh, a disaster for the Alfa Romeo as he spins it on the safety car restart. Oh, you hate to see that. You absolutely hate to see that. And Well, it's a position gain for Avi, so good news for him, but yeah, Neil will be absolutely kicking himself. He was having such a good race, but it's all come unstuck. As as Tyr goes side by side with Wumax and gets his way through. Got to keep an eye on a lot of gaps at the safety car restart. It's been pretty clean, other than that spin from Neil. So Speed is going to be looking to make his way up to the top two, who aren't struggling as much as I thought they were on those old tyres, to be honest. But he is still reducing that gap. Avi as well needs to get past Scott. So we'll keep an eye on all of these gaps as it's that Van's racing. No, he hasn't spun. He's just let Neil through. Back up to P12 goes the Alfa Romeo on a recovery for these last 6 or 7 laps. As Avi looks to make his way past Scott. Speed is now definitely reeling in those top two. As Scott makes a huge mistake on the exit of Beckett's, gets on the grass, and Avi says, "Thank you very much. I will take that position." Is Scott going to have another go at him in the run to Stowe? No, he's not. So Avi takes P4 for now. Scott has a really good exit out of Stowe, but it's not going to be quite enough to launch an attack. So Avi pretty comfortable in P4 for now. Speed Alcoholic now sets the fastest lap in his charge. Back up to the top two. He's within a second of Aces already, so I've got to keep an eye on that. I've also got to keep an eye on this this battle for P5 between Glitch and Scott. Glitch looking to have a good race after his teammate put it into the wall earlier on, as Scott makes a little mistake. And Glitch has a little look as Aces gets himself a 3-second time penalty, so that's good news for Amir, as Speed now goes down the inside into this corner after well, it was the DRS straight in the dry, but in the wet it's not DRS, as Aces has another go back at him down the inside. I don't know the corner names, I'm so sorry, but round goes Speed. He holds it round the outside with those fresher tyres, and now he is on a charge to Amir. That Mercedes just in front of him. He does have that 3-second penalty to contend with. He nearly loses it. What a save from Speed Alcoholic. He manages to keep it out the barriers. He went for a trip across the grass, but oh, that was very, very close. Pushing a little bit too hard to catch Amir and nearly ended up in the wall. But he has managed to keep it, as Avi is struggling to reduce that gap. It's 3.7 seconds, and he can't really do anything about it. He's trying his best, I'm sure, to push to reduce that gap after he got, I mean, there's no other way of saying it, he got completely screwed over by the safety car. But the gap is decreasing, but just not as quickly as he would have liked, if at all. But he is in P4. The Alpines still are doing very well. And don't forget those 3-second penalties, so Avi is still, if he can get within 3 seconds of those of Aces, then he'll be on the podium at least, but that's not what he wants. He needs to finish ahead of Amir, and at the moment, Amir is keeping those tyres going somehow. 21 laps, he's going all the way to the end on those inters. A no-stop strategy from the Mercedes this will be. If he can pull off a race win with a no-stop strategy, then fair play to the championship leader. No wonder he is leading the championship, if he can pull this off. But he's still got to make it. He's still going to make it 26 laps, and it's going to be very difficult towards the end. Those last few laps, it's going to be so hard not to spin the car on those inters, as Amir gets himself a 3-second time penalty. So that's huge news, and that means this is now a legitimate battle on track for the race, the lead of the race. Speed Alcoholic just 2 tenths behind. Avi as well, he doesn't have a penalty, so if he can get within these two in the next 4 or 5 laps, then he could be on for a race win as well. But he's still got to clear Aces, and he's just not fast enough. He's not closing that gap, as Amir makes a mistake on those worn tyres. Speed right behind him, and he's looking for this race win, Speed Alcoholic. And at the moment, it looks like he's going to have it, because Avi is just not catching fast enough. He's catching by about, well, 3 tenths a lap at the moment on Aces. It's just not enough to catch these two for the race win even on the penalties, as Speed tries to go for the switchback and Amir cuts him off. As Speed makes another mistake. He's really struggling to get past the Mercedes, who is somehow managing to keep those tires going. I've no idea how he's doing this, but Speed has to find a way through. He can't keep making these mistakes. Tier gets himself another 3-second time penalty. How many is that now, Tier? 12 seconds he's got now. Is that Rick making a mistake? No, he's just having a battle with Moti Peretz as side by side. But the Ferrari has found his way through. There was contact as the Ferrari made a mistake. Very, very lucky that they both didn't find themselves in the wall. They're side by side now through Copse. This is very dangerous, and Rick goes very wide. Speed gets himself another 3-second time penalty. There's more contact between these two. As I've got to switch over to the race lead, I'm so sorry. Speed round the outside. He's got himself another penalty, so it's a disaster for the Alfa Romeo. Even if he gets past the Mercedes, he's not going to have that track position because of the penalty. There's contact between them. Amir is sent very deep, and there's contact again, and Speed is sent round. Oh my goodness me, there's just drama this race. Speed is sent round after more contact with the Mercedes of Amir, who is now free and looking to win this race. And where's Aces gone? Aces has spun as well by the looks of it, and he's down to 7th. So there's just more drama. Scott now looking to get his way up into P7. Has Aces got damage? I think he might do. There's no contact. I think, does Speed have that end plate? Not Speed, does Aces have that end plate? I can't tell. It's very difficult to tell. Let's try and see from this camera. No, he doesn't have his front right end plate, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's just Vardy. Okay. So Avi now, he's 3.5 seconds behind Amir. He needs to catch in order to win this race. He needs to be within 3. But he's got Glitch for company as well, who's also looking for a race win. And Amir is just driving those tyres to perfection. I have no idea how he's managing to do this. 23 laps on those inters. He's going all the way to the end. He hasn't spun. He hasn't made any mistakes other than the huge one he made at the first safety car restart. But he managed to fight back. Very lucky safety car timing for him, but still managed to fight back. And he is currently working that no-stop strategy, the only one to try it, but it's working for him somehow. Moti Peretz gets himself another track limits penalty as Glitch goes very wide. There's yellow flags again. I think that's just Vardy bugging out again, though. As Moti Peretz makes his way through, as Aces is struggling, with that wing. That front right end plate is just completely gone, and he's had to peel into the pits. Oh, what a shame for Aces versus Kings. He had a shot at the race victory for lots of time in this race, but it just didn't work out for him. Neil into the pits as well with that broken front wing. And he's another one. It's just a race that's gotten away. And Amir is extending that gap. He's extending the gap to Avi. How? This is unreal driving from the Mercedes. This is why he is leading this championship. A no-stop strategy, and he's making it work. 24 laps. He's just not making any mistakes. He's keeping it going. He's going all the way to the end as Moti Peretz is lagging out of the session, I think. 3.7 is the gap. 3.6. Still 3.6, 3.7. It's not going down. Avi just cannot close down his championship rival. Three seconds he's got. Speed Alcoholic with 6 as well. He's going to go down. Ace is all the way down to P13 and 3.8. He's extended the gap through Magus and Beckett's of all places. To extend a gap with worn tyres. Maggots and Beckett's is not one you expect, as Tia now gets himself past Speed Alcoholic. There's a battle between these two. Speed Alcoholic soars around the outside and up into P5 he goes. But Patty Pat is currently racing in P4, by the way. Glitch in P3. There's some fantastic performances and some absolutely races to forget for some of these drivers. as Avi just cannot, he just can't close that gap. It's gone down a little bit now, 3.5, but we're on the final lap now. He needs to find 5/10 from somewhere. Amir is controlling this race perfectly on 26 lap old intermediate tyres. What a performance this is from the Mercedes driver. I don't want to jinx him, but wow. I thought this was the wrong thing to do. I didn't think he could do this, but wow, did he prove me wrong. Another 3-second time penalty for speed alcoholic. And Amir looks like he is going to comfortably win this race. 3.6. Avi trying to close that gap. He's trying to go as fast as he can through Maggots and Beckett's. He's really pushing, but it's just not closing down. That gap is not coming down at all. As there's no more overtakes going on, we're right on board with Amir as he comes to the final sector. What a drive this is from the championship leader, and if he does go on to win this championship, I think he will mark this down as his drive of the season. Around he comes, and he crosses the line to win the British Grand Prix with a zero-stop strategy. Avi finishes P2 and loses 3 points to his championship rival. Speed Alcoholic gets the fastest lap, finishes P5. Patty Pat P4. Glitch with a very nice podium in P3 for the AlphaTauri. Speed Alcoholic all the way down in P6. What could have been for him contact with Avi. Also, what could have been for Aces versus Kings and Neil. Both of them looked in contention for the race win. It's for so long during this race, but they're going to come home in P12 and P13 after all of that. Such a shame. And 20-second time penalty for Speed Alcoholic for ignoring yellow flag. I think that's a bug. Yeah, that's definitely a bug, so he's going to be P6. But, yeah, home comes Neil in the Alfa Romeo. There's, oh, he's going again. Okay, yeah, there's some lobby bugs going on. He does eventually cross the line, but there we go. That is that. The British Grand Prix for ESRL, and that is a wonderful drive from Amir. Some would say a championship winning drive. And there he is on the podium. He's got his Archer celebration. Gets the trophy, very well earned trophy. And that will be that. So there are your race results for the British Grand Prix. Amir takes a sensational race victory on a zero-stop strategy. Avi in P2 after getting absolutely mugged by the safety car, but he just couldn't close that gap at the end. Even with those tyres, Amir managed to close it out. Glitch in P3, lovely podium for the AlphaTauri. Patty Pat in P4. Womax P5, great race from him as well. Tier in P6, he'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Scott P7, Vans Racing in P8. Well, Speed Alcoholic should be P6, I think. I think there was a bug at the end, so I think Speed will be promoted back up to P6, but yeah, Seb Mail P9, Rick in P10. After a bit of a lonely race at some points and a chaotic race at other points for the Dutchman. Speed Alcoholic in P11. I think he'll be promoted back up to P6 though with the fastest lap. Aces versus Kings in P12. Neil in P13. Both of them just such unfortunate ends to their races. And they'll be absolutely gutted that they didn't get at least on the podium today. Moti Peretz in P14, a lap down after being a bit buggy. Vardy in P15 after lagging out the session, and DNFs today. Mirko Lesko, the Croatian, in the AlphaTauri. Ted in the Red Bull. Kapitanov, the Bulgarian, in the McLaren, and James Power in the Mercedes. So, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly have. It's been a great race. I'm glad I managed to get in and fix my PS4 in order to watch this race, because this was a brilliant spectacle, and I hope you all enjoyed watching. So, I've been Ghost, and this has been ESRL, and I will see you next week for the next round. Goodbye.